Alright lads, let's get it started. Welcome back to the show. We are 8 weeks out from the Olympia and we have some very interesting and important updates from today's show. We start off with Roelly Winklaar, who is teasing of a comeback. He says on his latest Instagram post, "Is this what the fans want? Then I want more support from you guys. You guys can make me feel better and go train harder and we will see where we end." Guys, Roelly Winklaar is 48 years old and I'm pretty sure he is teasing and making a comeback. As you can see in his physique now, guys, he's one of the freakiest bodybuilders of all time. He just grows, he looks at weights and he grows. So I'm sure we're going to see Roelly Winklaar. I want to see Roelly Winklaar come back, but if you look at one of the comments in the bottom right of the screen from one of his fans, it says, "Roelly, as a fan of yours, I'd say if you're fully healthy, then go for it. Otherwise, it's not okay to return. I speak for all of us fans when I say we enjoyed your run. We respect you, bro." So, guys, at 48 years old, let's be honest, he's had his day. Roelly had probably 15 years at his best in bodybuilding, guys. But I just think, look at Levroni when he came back. Guys, he didn't even place top 16. So there is a point where you go, and there is a point of no return after the age of 40, unless you're a Roden or a Dexter. But guys, if we look at Roelly in his prime, he was an absolute freak, and that's why they called him the Beast. In his heyday, guys, obviously just look at the arms. He wasn't perfect. Proportions were a little bit out of sync. But just to behold, this is a guy that you wanted to see every time at the Olympia, just because he was such a freak. The stomach, when it was under control, guys, as Louis Marco would say, he was a sight to be seen. This was a 2018 Mr. Olympia where a lot of people thought that he should have won. Me, I was one of them. Looked absolutely insane. Proportions, the arms, guys, Nick Walker-esque. But guys, what do you think? Do you think Roelly should hang his boots up, or do you think that he should get back into the ring? In other news, guys, we have another update from Nick Walker. Guys, the more and more I look at Nick Walker, the roundness, the fullness, the density, the graininess, he's probably about 3 weeks out, guys, from jumping on stage. And this is why I would think to myself that I wouldn't be surprised if we see Nick jumping into a show before the Olympia. What do you think? But guys, just the muscle bellies, just the density, guys. If I was Derek Lunsford now, I would be crapping my pants, because Nick Walker is looking sharper. Every time we see him, he's looking bigger, he's looking more dense. And honestly, guys, I can't see him placing outside of the top 2. I know theoretically that Derek is the favourite, not by the fans, guys. Don't stop, please. But by the judges' intake, Derek is the favourite. He's beaten Nick, he's beaten Samson, so Derek has to be the favourite for the Olympia. But if we look at Nick, guys, he's the mutant, as they call him. Guys, the most muscular. He doesn't take the most flattering pictures, guys. But even in a dark light, he looks absolutely insane. This is bodybuilding, guys. He's not the most aesthetic, he's not pretty, I always say it, guys. But he is the abomination, Lex Luthor. Look at the hair, gone. This guy is locked into bodybuilding. And I honestly believe that he thinks he can win. You think he can win, I think he can win. I'm not just saying it, guys, to get views. I honestly think that Nick Walker can win this year's Mr. Olympia. Because I haven't seen a freak like this since... Guys, who was the last person that we saw that was this freakish? Please let me know. I'm listening, guys, because I can't think of anyone. Obviously, I'm not going to compare Nick to Ronnie Coleman, but he's coming, and I do believe he'll win the Olympia. This is Regan Grimes, guys, and he is 8.5 weeks out from Olympia. Regan has the most aesthetic physique in the IFBB. That's a fact. The problem is with Regan, guys, even though if you see him just in a gym or with the perfect lighting, he looks like Mr. Olympia. But when you get him on stage, guys, he's just, there's something lacking. And I'll tell you what's lacking. Regan is aesthetic. He's got all the tools to be a great champion. The problem is with Regan, when he gets on stage, as you can see here, guys, he lacks the fullness. Not just standing still, but when we go into the transitions, look at the arms, look at the chest. He fades very quickly. He hasn't got those full muscle bellies. He just doesn't have them. And this is why if he was to stand next to, let's say, Nick Walker or even Derek or Samson, even though he's as big, guys, he just doesn't have the genetics. Like, again, look at the chest. The chest is soft, and when he stands next to Nick Walker, who is hard granity, Nick will expose him and just make him look soft. So look, it's not that he doesn't work hard. And here's a question for you guys. Here's a fun question. If it came down to it, who would you rather look like? Would you rather look like Regan Grimes or Nick Walker? Just from an aesthetics point of view, guys. I'm not talking about bodybuilding criteria, but from a sheer aesthetics, who would you rather look like, Nick Walker or Regan Grimes? Let me know. But as an Instagram bodybuilder, guys, there's not many that are better than Regan Grimes. He's one of the best in the business. Now, in other news, we have an update from Derek Lunsford, your one-time Mr. Olympia champion, who is looking right on the money for 8 weeks out, guys. The lines are there. He just needs to dial in. He's probably the most unliked person in the IFBB at the moment. The Nick Walker fans have absolutely crucified him. Imagine posting pictures, guys. Imagine you're Derek Lunsford and you post pictures, and all you do is wake up with abuse from Nick Walker fans. This is what Martin said about Derek Lunsford.
I mean, I couldn't have asked for better, obviously, you know, but just the experience, bro, like everybody backstage and stuff. Like, I mean, besides Derek being a little bit ego to everybody, but like how everyone sat back and we all drank a soda at the end and shit.
So as you heard from Martin, you know, everyone's chilling in the Olympia. Everyone's having a can of Coke. Yeah, Derek's there. He reminds me of Sean Ray. Remember that time he wouldn't give Levrone a piece of his orange? That's the type of guy that Derek is. You know, and he's a winner. Derek is a winner, and I think he's favourite going into the Olympia, guys. Technically, he is, because the judges favour him. He's beaten Nick, he's beaten Samson, even though it was a robbery, I know. But at the same time, he's beaten them. So technically, by default, he has to be the favourite going into the Olympia, guys. What do you think? Is Derek Lunsford the favourite going into the Olympia? Because he's beaten Nick, he's beaten Samson, a good Samson. So if Derek comes in at his very best, where does he actually finish at the Olympia? Let me know. Even if you hate him, if you love him, just be honest with me. And last but not least, we have an update from Brett Wilkin, who is looking absolutely insane. I'm a big fan when it comes to Brett Wilkin's physique. I think he has the perfect lines. He's very strong in the mandatories. He's got narrow clavicles, but guys, he's another one that Matt Jansen took on last year. And Matt Jansen took him on basically like he did with his other athletes. He brought him in and he was downsized, and then everything just went wrong. But he qualified for Olympia this year. So Brett is qualified, and I'm very interested to see how he's going to stack up this year. He looks like he's added size. Again, guys, he's just got a beautiful physique. When he's in the transitions, he looks flawless. He has amazing symmetry, amazing detail. This was him at the Iron Man, or the Iron World, excuse me, when he was guest posing just a few weeks back. Again, just perfect physique, guys. Really, really appealing aesthetic, but dense physique. I think he's added mass, and I think he's going to be dangerous at the Olympia this year. Do I think top 8, top 6? Possibly not, but definitely top 10, guys. I want to see Brett do well, because I think, again, in the mandatories, he's extremely strong, has very few weaknesses. I just think he needs to add density. So even though he looks amazing here, it's hard to see how he's actually going to stack up to the behemoths that we have at the Olympia. Even the likes of Jordan Hutchinson and people, newcomers like that. So this year's Olympia, guys, is going to be amazing. Let me know your thoughts on Derek, on Nick Walker. Do you think this is going to be one of the best Olympias of all time, guys? Or are we just hyping the Olympia up as usual? I'd like to know your thoughts. And if you haven't already, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon, lads.